Hey folks, Pure Strength here. Welcome to my Real Hunters of Kimura series, and in these videos I'm going to show you weapon builds based on comfort and survivability rather than DPS. Speedrunners are ridiculously talented, but the sets that they hunt with aren't going to help you if you're new to the game or you don't want to learn each monster's moveset. So this series assumes you know the basics about hunting in Rise, things like game mechanics, eating before a hunt, collecting spear birds, things like that, and that you have access to most, if not all, of the endgame content in the base game. If not, there's plenty of great content from other creators out there to bring you up to speed, but we're going to focus really on getting those comfort sets. So with this video, we're going to start with the weapon I know best, the hammer. The hammer in Rise is absolutely smashing. It has two switch modes, Strength and Courage. Strength is closest to the style that players from World and Iceborne will be familiar with. Courage is really cool as well. It lets you chain moves together to build charge really fast. I would definitely advocate for using Strength until you're more familiar and comfortable with the weapon. So this is my raw hammer comfort set. I do have a DPS set as well that I use with the Tigrex hammer, and that's focused on doing maximum damage as quickly as possible. That's what I use for farming, but again, I have a lot of time with the hammer under my belt, and this is going to be a lot more comfortable if you're new to the game or new to the weapon or just want to take it a little easy. So for this build, we're going to be using the Nargacuga hammer, which is a raw hammer as I mentioned. Elemental damage is great across the board in Rise, and that includes hammer, but I still prefer raw so I don't have to worry about elemental hits on values. Me see monster, me bonk head. So the Nargacuga hammer, Knight Eternal, starts with 180 raw, 45% base affinity, 20 hits of white sharpness, and a level 2 decoration slot. I have the level 3 attack boost rampage skill on it, which takes it up to 188 base attack. Not bad. For armor, I have the Anjanath helmet, which has focus 1, slugger 1, and a level 2 decoration slot. Next up is the Anjanath chest piece for focus 2 and a point in marathon runner. Now, this is a nice bonus because it's going to reduce stamina depletion when we hold our hammer charge, and the armor piece also has 2 level 1 decoration slots. Next up for the arms, we're also going to use another Anjanath piece to get 2 points each of attack boost and slugger, along with a level 1 decoration slot. On the waist, I have the Nargacuga piece. I really like Evade Extender in this game, and 2 points is really helpful, both to get out of the way of attacks and to close the gap afterwards. There's also a single point in Critical Eye, plus a level 2 decoration slot. And finally, we have the legs, the Ingot Greaves. Ingot Greaves are probably the best leg piece in base game, granting a whopping 2 to attack boost and 2 Critical Eye, plus a level 1 decoration slot. I'm wearing the Absolute Pedalus, which gives me 100 health up. And on my talisman, I've got Protective Polish 2 plus 2 level 1 slots. So, our total thus far comes out to Attack Boost 4, Critical Eye 3, Focus 3, Slugger 3, Protective Polish 2, Evade Extender 2, and Marathon Runner 1. Along with this, we've got 3 level 2 slots and 6 level 1 slots. So let's take a look at our equipped skills currently and what we get out of it. We've got Attack Boost 4, which gives us a nice bonus to our raw damage, 5% with a plus 7 add. We've got 3 points of Critical Eye with 15% affinity, which takes us up to 60% base affinity on every attack. Focus is going to help us get to our max charge faster so that we can do more damage. And of course, that 1 point in Marathon Runner is going to help us keep that charge longer by reducing how quickly our stamina depletes. With 3 points of Slugger, we're going to be able to get those early stuns. And in online hunts, this is going to give you a chance to wail on the monster, not just you, but your 3 teammates as well. Now remember, the stun threshold increases with each proc, so the first 2 or 3 will be kind of quick, and then it's going to slow down significantly. Evade Extender, like I said, is great for adding more roll distance to your evades. Later in the game, you have monsters like Tigrex and Teostra that charge a lot and have wide hitboxes, so you're really going to enjoy that roll distance. And then finally, we've got Protective Polish. Protective Polish 2 is golden for this set, which prevents sharpness loss for 60 seconds after you sharpen your weapon. Now, our hammer has white sharpness, but only 20 hits of it. So Protective Polish 2 is going to help us with the uptime on white sharpness. Now remember, white sharpness is a flat 32% bonus to your base damage, and it's 10% more damage than blue sharpness. So this is going to be really important since we're sacrificing DPS skills for comfort. Okay, now for the decorations. In the level 1 slots, we're going to go ahead and put in 3 grinder jewels for level 3 speed sharpening. This is going to let us sharpen our hammer in 1 cycle instead of 4, so we can use more openings to maintain that white sharpness. Along with protective polish, this is really going to help you keep your weapon in white sharpness for most, if not all, of the hunt. With the other 3 slots, you can do a few things. If you get hit a lot, then definitely slot in stun resistance. At level 3, you become immune to stunning. And there's nothing worse than being stuck in a stun animation only to helplessly watch the monster cart you and cost your team the hunt. If you feel like you don't need this, then you can slot in any of the status resist skills at level 1 based on who you're fighting. So you could slot in sleep resist against something like Somnicanth, or the anti-paro jewels, 3 of those against something like Zinogre, or you could go ahead and become immune to poison and reduce venom when you're fighting something like a Rathian or one of the Apex Rats. For the hammer, Stamina Thief also works well because the hammer does exhaust damage, and this will tire monsters out more frequently. This can be really useful against hyperactive monsters like Tigrex, Anjanath, and Rajang. For the level 2 slots, there's a lot that you can do because the level 2 decorations in this game are some of the best skills around. You could add 3 attack jewels and get to attack boost 7, which gives you plus 10% as well as a plus 10 flat bonus to raw. Or you can add 3 expert jewels for critical eye 6, which takes you to 75% base affinity. Probably not your best use of the slots, to be honest, but definitely an option if you want it. You could add 3 tenderizer jewels and take your crit chance to 100 when attacking weak spots. Now technically it's 110%, but the menu will cap at 100. And since you're mostly going to be attacking the head as a hammer player, this is definitely what I would opt for once you have the skill for it. Now, some people are going to say, oh, it's 10% more affinity than you need. Well, that's the min-max mindset that we're not going to adopt on a comfort set. If you like it, and if it makes you feel comfortable, and it gets you good results, then go ahead and put it on the set. You can also add 3 critical boost jewels and do 40% extra damage with each critical attack. Now, even at 60% affinity, that's a decent boost. However, this being a comfort set, let me advocate for a few other options. So one thing you can do is max out Evade Extender and Protective Polish using 2 of the slots. And then with the 3rd level 2 decoration, you can put in something like Critical Boost or Weakness Exploit, just a point of each, and get that 1st level benefit. Alternatively, you can add 3 levels of Evade Window, and combined with Evade Extender, this should make it much easier to not get hit. And if that's the case for you, then stun resistance becomes redundant and you open up 3 level 1 slots. Some other great level 2 skills are Speed Eating, if you want to recover health faster, or Part Breaker, because hammers have great innate part damage, and each break gets you materials as well as a flinch. There's Counter Strike, which is a new skill in Rise. It gives you a nice fat attack bonus after you get knocked on your back. There is Agitator, which is a favorite skill of many speedrunners, which activates when monsters go into a rage, giving you a bonus to attack and affinity. At level 3, that will be plus 12 attack and plus 7% affinity. And there's also Resentment, which increases attack when you have red recoverable health in your health gauge. Now at level 3, that's a whopping plus 15 to your base attack, which could be really beneficial. Another option is Razor Sharp, which at level 3 has a 50% chance of not reducing your sharpness on any hit. And this lets you swap out your talisman for something else, or if you don't have a protective polished talisman, this could be a good option as well. The same applies with Master's Touch, which at level 3 gives you an 80% chance of not reducing sharpness on critical hits, though at only 60% affinity, it may not proc as often as you would like. And finally, there is Wide Range, which for harder hunts on multiplayer, I would certainly consider Wide Range as well, just to make sure that you and your teammates are able to stay alive a little more easily. There's a lot of options, and it's going to depend on what you have access to in terms of talismans, plus what you're hunting and who you're hunting with. So for a rage-happy monster like Rajang, I'd use Agitator, but for something I have trouble dodging, like Almudron, I might consider Evasion Window or Resentment or maxing out Evade Extender. The idea is to have a combination of skills that boost damage help you stay mobile, avoid damage, resist monster ailments, and generally avoid carding. Alright folks, that's my Raw Hammer Comfort build. If you would like to see this build in action, check out the description to see me using it against high-ranked Magnum Malo. And if you found this video helpful, I'd be grateful for a like. If you want to see more videos like this, go for that subscribe button. Up next in the Real Hunters of Kimura series is going to be the Lance, so don't miss that. Until next time, happy hunting, and see you in Sunbreak.